Troy's Lease a Toy, written by Sippy S. Once upon a time, in a lively town, lived a curious and imaginative 8-year-old boy named Troy. Troy had a room filled with colorful toys, and he loved playing with them. But Troy realized that he got bored playing with the same toys over and over again. Most of his toys were expensive, and he did not want to give or throw them away. He began thinking about how he could put them to good use. Next morning, Troy had a brilliant idea. He thought, what if I let other kids lease the toys for a while? Troy's dad worked in a car, and he often talked about people leasing cars. The lease allowed them to drive a new car for a monthly payment. It was cheaper than buying a new car, but they must return the car at the end of the lease term. Why couldn't I do the same with my toys? Thought Troy. Excited about his idea, Troy ran downstairs to his parents and shared his plan. Mom, Dad, I want to lease my toys to other kids so they can enjoy them too, and I can earn some pocket money for more toys. His parents smiled at his enthusiasm and said, "That's a thoughtful idea, Troy. But before leasing your toys, let's talk about a few important things." Troy nodded eagerly, ready to learn more. His dad explained, when you lease your toys, it means you're lending them to someone else for a specific time, just like borrowing. You first have to decide how long you want that to be. It is called the lease term. Troy thought for a moment and said, I think 3 months is long enough to play and enjoy the toy. What do you think, Mom and Dad? Sounds reasonable, responded Dad. But Mom had another question. There is something else you need to consider, Troy. Sometimes toys can break or have accidents while they are being used. What if that happens? Added Mom. Troy's face fell slightly as he pondered. But who should pay for the repair if the toy breaks during the lease term? His mom sat down beside him and gently said, That's an excellent question, Troy. When you lease your toys, it's a good idea to decide who is responsible for repairs or accidents before someone else borrows them. It is best to have the terms of the lease clear between the two parties. The lessor, that is yourself, and the lessee, the person paying rent to use the toys. But Troy looked a bit worried. But what if the toy breaks and it's not their fault? I don't want my friends to feel bad, Troy asked. His dad reassured him. That's very kind of you, Troy. In some cases, if the toy breaks by accident or because of normal wear and tear, it's usually the person who leased it who takes care of the repairs. But you can also decide to share the cost of repairs or find another solution together. Troy's eyes brightened. So we can talk about it and come up with a plan before they lease my toys. His mom nodded and said, Absolutely. Open communication is key. You can talk to the person who wants to lease the toy and explain that if anything happens to it, you can figure out a fair solution together. The terms of the agreement can be whatever you and the lessee decide. Troy felt relieved and grateful for his parents' guidance. He realized that talking about responsibilities and obligations and finding fair solutions could make the leasing experience enjoyable for everyone. He was happy that he would be starting his own little business in the neighborhood. But there was lots to do. He had to sort the toys he wanted to lease, decide the monthly lease, and draft the terms of agreement. Troy got right to work. Excited about his new business venture, Troy named it Troy's Lease A Toy. He decided to make a sign to hang outside his front door. Troy started making small cards to include with each toy he wanted to lease. The cards had simple rules about taking care of the toy, being responsible, and how to handle repairs if needed. It made him feel proud and responsible, knowing he was taking good care of his toys and helping others have fun. Soon enough, the sign of Troy's new business was up on his front door. He began by leasing his toys to his friends in the neighborhood. They all knew the rules and agreed to take good care of the toys. And if any accidents happened, they would discuss and find fair solutions together. Within 3 months, Troy's little leasing business became a hit. A portion of the business's profits was also donated to Toys for Tots. Toys for Tots was a nonprofit that distributed toys to children whose parents could not afford to buy them gifts for Christmas. More and more people found out about Troy's Lease A Toy through their friends in school and neighborhoods. And soon the whole town knew about Troy and his creative way of sharing and caring. As years passed by, Troy's business grew and continued to spread joy to the kids and their parents. His business helped reduce wasteful spending and disposal of toys and promoted sharing and responsibility among kids. The biggest lesson that Troy learned was that true joy multiplies by spreading.